Hi guys, welcome to Chilling with Henny. Today we're gonna do a bit of a different video. As you know, I only do cooking, but since it's the new year, a lot of us are trying new things. A lot of people are trying dieting for the first time. So me personally, I lost 80 pounds last year and I've lost over 120 pounds in my whole life since I began dieting. So I thought I would give you 15 tips or tricks or advice, suggestions of things that I did that worked for me. I hope some of them work for you. Let me know what you guys think and let's get to the video. Okay, and these tips are in no particular order. I wrote them down in the order that made sense to me, but it's not in best to worst, worst to best. It's just how I wrote them down. So for the first tip, my suggestion is to start slow. When you're really overweight, it's extremely easy to lose a lot of weight quickly. But for example, if you start off by losing, 5 pounds in 1 week, you're gonna start thinking that's normal. And when you're like, I was almost 300 pounds. So I once lost over 10 pounds in a week. And then as I started losing 7 pounds, 6 pounds, 3 pounds, 2 pounds, I was unhappy because I thought that I was supposed to be losing that much weight that quickly. So I would suggest that you started with a smaller calorie deficit so you gradually see the weight go down and you don't think that you're supposed to lose a lot of weight quickly, because that is a quick way to quit. Once you start seeing, I'm not losing 10 pounds anymore, and then you want to give up. So start slowly. As far as dieting goes, there's a million different diets out there. High carb, low carb, high fat, low fat, whatever they're called. Carnivore, vegan, vegetarian, keto. My suggestion to you is do what works for you. There's absolutely no perfect diet. Depending on your health needs, at the end of the day, what really matters is calories in, calories out. By that I mean that if your body burns 2,000 calories in a day, whether it's working, exercise, whatever you do, and if you're eating more than that, you gain weight. If you're eating less than that, you lose weight. Therefore, just do whatever works for you. But remember, it's calories in, calories out. So if you need to lose weight, eat less calories than your body is burning. And that's pretty much all there is to dieting. Okay, tip number 3. This one was really big for me, and it was hard for me to do because, to be honest, I thought I was gonna fail. It took me a while to get the ball rolling, to feel like, I can do this. This is not difficult. This is something achievable. So the tip is, I started out at size 3XL and pant size 44. Right now I wear medium and size 30 pants. Throw away the big clothes once they don't fit. A certain extent, if you keep your huge clothing, it's like a safety net. Like, if I get fat again, if I gain all the weight again, I have my clothes. For me, being financially strapped, I threw away my big clothes and I was like, I don't have it anymore. I can't buy big clothes again. So as you start losing weight, lose that clothing as well, because there is no turning back. Do not give yourself a reason or a safety net to think like, it's cool. If I mess it up, I can go back. I got all my old clothes. Don't worry about it. Tip number 4, do not start in a massive deficit. When I was around 300 pounds, I had no clue what a calorie was. I knew what it was, but I did not have a, how do I put it to you? I did not have a mental grasp of what, for example, a 200 calorie snack was. I didn't know that a soda was 150 to 200 calories. I did not have a real grasp for calorie amount. So not knowing, I was probably eating around 4,000 calories when I was upwards of 290 pounds. And when I started dieting, I went online, I found what I think it's called a TDEE, total daily expenditure calculator thing, and it said, okay, I should be eating 2,000 calories for maintenance and 1,500 for diet, and I started eating 1,500 calories, not knowing that I was eating close to 4,000, and I suffered in the beginning. So if you can, my suggestion for this tip number 4 is try to get a ballpark number of what you were eating when you were at your current weight, whatever it is, and start with a smaller deficit. People say 500, but I would suggest, because you're gonna do this for a long time, start with 200-300 calorie deficit. Do it little so your body doesn't feel it as hard. And little by little, the weight will come off. Just be patient about it. It goes back to the earlier tip. Don't wait for the huge drop, the huge number. Slower is better for long-term success. Okay, and this one was really big for me. For the longest time, I thought, okay, maybe I'm gonna skip this meal, skip that meal, and just eat it this time. That way, I'm saving calories. But that did not work for me. It goes back to do the diet that works for you. So when I was going through a long time of no food, my hunger was uncontrollable. Like, I'm talking about tear down the fridge, everything. So for me, what worked was eating throughout the day. I'm now at 2 snacks and 3 meals throughout the day, 5 meals total. But when I used to eat just twice a day, day, I was able to eat my whole calories and the surplus in one sitting. So if you're trying to just leave all your calories for dinner or have all your calories in breakfast, if you get really hungry at any point in the day, you cannot control once you start eating. So my suggestion to you is try to not be hungry. For me personally, the only time that I'm hungry is in the morning when I wake up. The only time I fast is if I'm fast asleep. So the tip here is do not let the hunger get so huge where it's out of control and you're eating too much. This one will be tough for some people because like for me, I was a picky eater, kind of still am, I'm not gonna lie. So the tip here is load up your meals with vegetables. When I started dieting, I liked 2 vegetables. Actually, I don't know how many, but I had a hard time because I was used to just eating rice, beans, meat. Rice, beans, meat, and the meat is fine if you're eating, like for example, chicken or white fish or even shrimp. Shrimp is amazing. But when you're loading up huge portions of rice, huge portions of beans, like that's where your calories go up. There's a difference between healthy and low calorie. Sometimes they're not the same thing. So beans may be healthy, but they're actually kind of high calorie. So my suggestion here, find ways to make vegetables delicious. Now, I love vegetables, and I will tell you most of my meals are about 70% vegetable. So it helps me balance it where I'm getting huge volumes of my vegetables and I'm still able to enjoy my proteins. You can see my videos. I recently did a video where I had a huge steak and I had equal amounts of vegetables, and the vegetables were 100 calories and the steak was over 1,000. So try to develop your palate for veggies. It will help you a lot to stay full. And now that I'm up about a year into this, I have so many ways that I love vegetables. When in the beginning, vegetables were the enemy, now they are my best friends. Find substitutions. What do I mean by that? I'll give you a few examples. If you're a soda drinker, go for diet soda. It really helps. Coke Zero. I find that the Coke Zeros, all the ones that are zero, taste a lot closer to the original than the diet versions of them. Remember, one can, depending on what it is, it's like 130 to 200 calories, and they add up. Also, the diet sodas, because you have the gas, they make your tummy feel full, so they help a lot, and they're sweet, so they help kill cravings. The other thing that I really enjoy is like flavored drinks. You have your grape, fruit punch, strawberry, iced teas. Find the ones that are low or 0 calories. Find ways that you can be consuming liquid without consuming calories, but they're still tasty to you. Like for me, I love a lemon iced tea. I love a peach iced tea. I love my strawberry, my fruit punch, my grape drinks, but the 32-ounce drink is 5 calories and that's still acceptable. I would even tell you, don't even count them towards a calorie. That's a good substitution. Ice cream. We all love ice cream, and my suggestion here is get yourself a Ninja blender or a really good blender. Get yourself xanthan gum and learn how to make protein ice creams or smoothies. You can get like 7-8 cups of smoothie or ice cream depending on how you do it, but you'll get huge amounts of ice cream at low calorie and they will be delicious. I will be linking the best guy who makes them, the master, the cream team sensei. Exercise for cheat meals. Like all his recipes for ice creams are amazing. Protein ice cream for dieting is the way to go. Okay, we all love salty chips. It is what it is. They're super high calorie. They're delicious. Even the baked ones, like I've seen the little baked bags, they're like this small. They're like 180 to 250 calories. My suggestion is Smart popcorn. You can eat like 3 bags of the popcorn for a bag of the little chips, and you're picking at it. It's time consuming. They're delicious. It's an excellent snack to substitute for chips. So here in the US, where we are from, we have Yoplait yogurts. They're like this big. They're probably close to 200 calories, full of sugar, not full of protein. Here's a suggestion. Use fat-free Greek yogurt. Super high protein. Obviously, it's fat-free, low calorie, and sweeten it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I can't handle just plain Greek yogurt. I hit it with Splenda. I hit it with flavored syrups. Anything you can do to make it taste better. And then to that, you can add fruits. But a good suggestion, substitute fat-free Greek yogurt for regular Yoplait yogurt to raise your protein and lower your calories. Okay, and continuing with the yogurt, cheeses. In general, you can substitute every cheese you can think of. You can find like low fat, 2% fat free. For example, sliced cheese, shredded cheese, cream cheese, sour cream, cottage cheese. Those are all things that are super delicious in their full fat form, but you can get them in a lower calorie, lower fat version that they'll still do the trick. Always remember, they're never going to be as good as the original, but we're making substitutions to try and better our calorie count. The last tip for substitutions is sauces and dressings. how many calories is in regular good old fat having ranch? Like more than you care to know. Find different things. One of the things that I love using for my salads is either just straight balsamic dressing or the lower calorie versions. You can find the fat-free Thousand Islands, fat-free ranches. Like all these salad dressings come in lower calorie versions of them. Find a way to search through them, find the ones you like. I know Walden Farm makes a whole bunch of 0 calorie ones, and a lot of them I did not like, but I found some of other brands that are from 15 to 30 calories per serving, and those I like. How often do we have a huge salad and we're like, oh, this is just lettuce, tomatoes, like I'm saving all kinds of calories, and then we end up adding so much calories in dressing. So that is the last tip for substitutions. For me, has been life-saving in more ways than I can imagine. Development of cardio. When I started at almost 300 pounds, I'm talking about 5 minutes, and my lungs were gonna explode. I was gonna die. I was not feeling good, dizzy, ready to trip. At this point, I'm able to walk at, in my treadmill, of course, at 2.5 miles per hour, maximum incline, and I'm burning over 500 calories in 1 single hour. I did not start at that. I started with 5 minutes. Once I got to 30 minutes, which took me a while, what I concentrated for me in the treadmill was to raise the incline, not the speed. To this point, I'm still not able to jog or run, but I've been able to develop my cardio, and now I'm adding 500 calories to my diet that I can eat. When you develop cardio, you can do one of two things. You can either be in a bigger calorie deficit, which is fine, but what I would recommend is eat those calories. I mean, that's what it's there for, and eat them wisely. Like, let's say you're burning 150 calories, don't be like, okay, that's a Snickers mini. No, use those 150 calories and be like, oh, that's like what, like 3 apples? But the tip here is develop your cardio. More cardio, more food. This is a good one for everyone. Lifting weights. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to get really, really heavy weights. You can do things at home. If you don't have weights, you can just YouTube exercises at home just using body weight. For when I started at 300 pounds, body weight was a lot. I didn't really realize, I was thinking, oh, I can't lift weights, but I have my own body weight. The suggestion here is, as you develop muscle, it helps you. It helps you burn more calories. For example, me, I had never lifted anything heavier than a fork. So as I started lifting weights, I very quickly started noticing muscle development. It's what they call the newbie gains. Those newbie gains are golden. Don't mess them up. Find excellent ways to train, do research, and believe me, you will quickly see some muscle development. You're not gonna be ripped, shredded, or huge, but you will feel it. You will feel it. You go from flabby to you feel something there. And the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns just by the muscle existing. Sometimes we're just not feeling it. It happens to all of us. We had a bad day at work, someone honked at us, someone took the last protein shake at home, things happen. My suggestion is, when you're having a bad day and it's time to work out, finish your workout. If you don't finish your workout, you're gonna feel more down than when you started. If you don't have the energy, lower the weights all the way to the bottom. Sometimes, like, I'm not feeling it and I do a high volume. So what I do is I don't care if I have to drop the weights to 1 pound dumbbells, but I finished the full workout. And even if I did it at 1 pound dumbbells, I feel good after because I accomplished it. And if I just gave up on it, like, I feel down, man. So my suggestion for this tip is to make sure you finish the full workout, regardless if you have to drop the weights down to almost nothing. Okay, our next tip is to track everything. In the beginning, like I said, I had no clue what calories really look like. So in the beginning, track your calories, track your cardio. To me, that was very important, and track your weights and your reps. What that's gonna do is it's gonna teach you to be like, oh, that's 200 calories, that's 300 calories. You may be off, but you'll be getting closer and closer as you continue to practice, just tracking. Tracking your cardio helps you know, like for me, you'll be, okay, this whole month, I did it at, 2.2 miles per hour. The next month, I went up 1% incline and I went at 2.3 miles per hour. And that tracking helps you push yourself. Same thing with weights. It helps you know what you're doing. And at the same time, because you're aware of the number, it pushes you to raise that number. Okay, our next tip is regarding cheat days. As soon as you start on a diet, day one, meal one, thought one is, when is cheat day? So here's how I feel about cheat days. They shouldn't happen. A cheat day, that's too much. Let's say a cheat meal, that's a little bit more acceptable. So here's a suggestion. When I, for example, on a Saturday, I'll have 2 of my 3 meals and both my snacks be completely my regular diet food. Then if I go out with my family, I go out to a restaurant, I will eat whatever I eat, but everything else was still within that calorie. My other suggestion is, I do cardio every single day. On the day that I know that I want to eat something that I cannot be weighing at home, I'm out, like, don't go to the restaurant with your scale or ask them how many ounces of rice or how many grams of beans are giving you. Just eat it. But the suggestion here is try to do a little extra cardio that day. I do 1 hour of cardio a day. If I know I'm going to go out to eat, I try to fit in 30 minutes, not in my same hour session, but later in the day. But if possible, don't do the cheat meal. Or, for me, you'll see some of my videos, some of the food that I eat doesn't look like diet, but I'm able to manipulate calories to fit anything I want into my diet. This is the last one, and for me, this one is really, really, really important. Like, I take this one to heart. When you start losing weight, especially if you're really, really overweight, the changes are noticeable quick. You can have your family members, your loved ones be like, oh my God, how'd you lose so much weight? You look good, you look good, you look good. And I'm not gonna lie, those compliments feel amazing, but at some point, the weight loss is gonna slow down. The people are no longer gonna be surprised. They're gonna be used to the skinny or lean you. So, they're gonna see you and they're just gonna say hi, and you're gonna be like, bro, you're not gonna tell me I look good? Like, I lost 1 more pound this week. So the tip here is, do not rely on outside compliments to feel good, for motivation. If you need any outside motivation, let it be the mirror. Flex, but let it be from you, not from external words or other people, because at some point you're gonna start losing weight slowly. You won't be getting those compliments, and if you're relying on other people's compliments or other people's positivities, that's like where a lot of people are gonna quit. You're gonna crash. So please rely on self-motivation, self-inspiration. Don't rely on, other people telling you look good. Well, that's it. That's all I have for you guys. Thanks for everyone that listened to this. I appreciate you guys being here chilling with Henny. I hope that some of this information proved helpful for at least one person out there in this life. It would mean the greatest to me. After this, we're gonna go back to cooking, but it's the beginning of the year. I wanted to share some of the things that I've learned through my journey, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.